Yeah. So what you were describing to what you provide for people, you said you were in operations, which is like logistics. Is that kind of a similar type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, operations, basically the back end of tying everything together, keeping the lights on, keeping clients in, getting people paid, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to, and just the glue of everything.
Yeah, that's why logistics came to mind, and I
Yeah.
think of those words as synonymous. I wanted to clarify with you because a lot of people have, let's say a goal in mind, or they need help defining the goal, but then the most important part is, what are the steps? How do I get from where I'm at to where I'm going? I love the analogy of a map. You can find, the city you're looking to get to, where you're starting, and now you've got a destination. You got to pick roads. You got to look at traffic and time of day. You got to look at, do I have enough gas to get there? Am I going to arrive at a specific time? That's all the logistical parts, the concrete steps to success, to getting to that goal. And I would say that's where a lot of people fail in their dreams. And what I mean by that is they don't accomplish them in a failure kind of way, but they lack sometimes the ability to conceptualize that process independently and just having someone to bounce ideas off of, or to help you say, I've driven that road before. Let me tell you where the traffic is. Let me tell you how much gas you're going to need to get there. Just having that practical help has got to be, well, you said you've helped 500 people probably pretty much by that process, huh?
Yeah. I mean, and I think the key right at the beginning is to really identify dream crushing. And, I go through a whole beginning session of dream crushing 101, where, somebody told you no, somebody told you couldn't do it. And then it repeats in your head. And then you see how you operate your life of, I can't do that because so-and-so said it to me. And you might have forgotten already that person said it to you, but you already told yourself.
Yeah.
So there's a dream cycle, and, we all come to a path in our life where you're like, oh, it's this time of year again, or, oh, I could see how this is a decision-making process and I have to make a choice. So are you going to loop through the circle again, or are you going to go left, or you're going to go right?
Yeah.
And identifying that dream crushing, because that happens right away. I always tell people, I like to do a first session, like as a group, because it's very kind of like laying down what's going to happen and gets people excited. And it's better to be around people to share the excitement. And then everything else is one-on-one, because you don't want your dreams belong to you. They don't belong to someone else. You don't compare yourself to someone else, and you just don't, because that's part of the dream crushing as well. But, it's, once you can identify the people that are in your life that just crush you down, understand why. It's usually because it's something that you're going to take away from them. Think of kids going to college, right? Mom, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to university all the way on the other side of the country. No, you can't do that. No. Because the mother is afraid, like, oh my God, my baby's going to live so far away. Yeah, I think the majority of people and even the kids that go like a half an hour away, I mean, they still have the same reaction, right? So that right away, that's a dream crushing. So, that there's certain conversations with certain people that it's going to be sensitive, and they're not going to like it. So when people walk out of a dream crushing session, I let them know, be like, you have all these dreams that you wrote down. You're excited about it. Who's the first person that's going to crush you when you go home?
Yeah. Who's going to tell you can't do it? It's not practical. And sometimes there may be dream crushers that are very well-meaning. They want what's best for you, and they think you can't do it, or it's not going to succeed for whatever reason. They're being honest, and it's maybe even motivated for your own good in their opinion, genuinely, but they can't live your life for you. They can't tell you what you should try. Definitely, if you never reach for anything, you're not going to grab anything. You gotta. That's why. What's the worst thing can happen if you ask? Someone could say no. What's the worst thing can happen if you never ask? You never know. You don't even give someone the opportunity to say no. So it's kind of that situation where you got to give it a try to see what happens sometimes,
Yeah.
and having
One of
practical
my-
help,
Oh, I'm sorry. One of my favorite quotes that I use at the beginning of my sessions is, "You miss 100 shots you didn't take."
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think I'm on my game today with my metaphors.
Yeah. Absolutely. I do believe that there are some dream crushers that are good. If you're like, I'm going to go bungee jumping and, with some guy I never met and I don't even know what his equipment looks like. I've never gone bungee jumping before.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. No, that's a good person to dream crush. But, I think that there are people that have your best interest at there, and you need to identify them as well, of why they're dream crushing you. And a lot of times it is for your best interest, but there are those automatic no's people, like everything is no. And it is a lot of times because it's their insecurity and their fear, and they're afraid. Like, if you do this leaves me here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ready,
It's
so
definitely
you
a
have
self-serving dream crushing where they're trying to hold you back, and they may not even be aware of it. That's a difficult thing too, to say this person says they're looking out for my best interests, and I can see they have an argument about X, Y, or Z, but really it's coming from a place where, and it can happen with partners and relationships too, where, what is some of the codependent, addiction relation, someone says, I want to get clean. The other person's like, I can't get clean. I don't think I'm capable of that. So I'm going to tell them they're not capable so they don't leave me. There's a whole lot of that type of stuff going on at all different levels. It's just one typical example people might understand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a perfect example. So, I try to just not, even if it sounds ridiculous, I try to just not dream crush them. And, there's the famous story of, a middle-aged man that wants to be a major league ball player, but, never played the game, was never on a team. And it's like, no.
And he's never been very athletic.
Everybody's like, no. Yeah. And it's like, well, wait, the answer is not no. Let's dig into the reasons why. Why is it that you want this? Is it because you want acknowledgement? Like, you go to bat, you get acknowledgement, you make a home run. How exciting. It's a quick hit, right? So do you like the quick wins? Do you like the season? Do you like just the crowds? Do you like working on a team? That's all has to be strategic and work together. So digging in deep and finding out what it looks like and means to you, there's a whole new avenue of things that can open up,
For sure.
And find what it really is, and then really dig in deep and get you to become that major league ball player. Because what you see in your head is the ball player. That's what you had your dream about, but it could be something completely different.
And again, like you with the doctor, it could represent an icon you've built up in your mind to represent a kind of experience, a kind of feeling you want to embody. But it may not actually be playing baseball that is really what you want, or it's the only way to satisfy that urge, or to achieve that success. And as you were talking about all that and pulling disparate elements together, it brought me back to the idea of you being a dream pollinator, and the analogy to bees. They, in the process of gathering pollen to come back and make honey, which that's a whole amazing thing. I put honey in my coffee. You can pack. This is not medical advice, YouTube. You can pack some wounds with honey and it's sterile and it helps them heal. Tunneling bed sores. Allegedly, I have heard, this is not medical advice, cured with honey, medical grade honey. And it's amazing. Anyway, long story short, they've got to hit a lot of flowers to bring all that back together to make the honey. And at the same time, they're leaving a little pollen behind everywhere they go. It's this perfect symbiosis of all these things coming together to accomplish something important or valuable at the very least. So my thoughts on your process and what you offer. Yeah.
No, I love it. Yes. Thank you. And it's exactly what it is. And it's contagious. So, you are planting all the seeds and pollinating. When you're following your dreams, people around you are like, you made that happen. How did you do that? I want to do that. Like, you make things possible.